Please, if anybody know this young man, if anybody know him directly, I would love to sow a little seed into his life. I am not a big guy. As a matter of fact, I am still struggling, but I am better than I used to be, and I give glory to God, right? But because of how he lived and his story is so amazing, I want to do something, at least, even though if it's a transportation, right? Even though if it's 50 Ghana city, I want to be giving him, I want to send to him. Let somebody kindly tag him, let somebody try to find his contact, and then let him contact me. Anybody that knows this young man, I would love to do something for him, no matter how little it is. Thank you.
A trader and he sells bread at where I live now. And I think about this that so because of divorce, I'm living with my mother and my mother have six children. So I thought about it that I need to do something to help my mother. So I decided with my mother that I want to sell the bread. But where I was going to sell the bread, there is no meal at that place. So my mother was asking me, "Can you do it?" And I said, "Yes." Business is not about gender, either a female or so. Even if they are females, there I can do it. And the business started. And as times goes on, those I'm selling with the same product, they increase their price. And I say, no, the price is not like that. How do they increase it? And because of that, I decrease mine. And also, nowadays, I'm the only person who has a lot of customers at that place. And also, what I've learned is that business can make someone to be rich because the money I've been encountered when I started this business, I've never seen some before. And because of that, my mother was taking the bread from different person. But because of that, I've tried and helped my mother. Now we have our own baking industry in our house. Okay. And last but not the least, when we came to school, I think about something at the dormitory. It seems like after prayers in the evening, many people need water, but you don't get it. And the distance to go and buy water is very long. So I decided then I need to buy at least a day, one bag of water in the evening time so that I can bring it to the dormitory. And when I started this, I started right when we came to Form 1. And from then, I have never asked money from my parents, whether I'll buy a book or do anything. So the only money I will ask is my transportation fee. And whenever I'm coming to school, I don't need money from my parents. I rather give them something before I come to school.
You see, I'm so happy listening to this guy's story, right? It's so amazing. And the reason why I'm very much interested in this story is because it resonates with me while growing up as a young boy in Nigeria with my single mother, right? Though I have elderly one, but I was the last born from my mother, and also I have different father from the rest of my siblings, from my elderly ones. And you see, according to them, they say that it was because of my father, because my father was a foreigner. That was the reason why my father left my father make their mother to leave their father, right? The reason why our mother left their father, that it was because of my father, and that and my father now ran away, a whole lot of things, right? I think according to them, to best known to them, because of that they hate me for it, right? So, but as a young man, I used to see all those things. Then I used to be bitter, telling my mother that why did those things happen, why that happened. But I still remember my mom would keep telling me and say, "Don't worry, you are going to be a great man." And she always tell me, she said, "Your father never left you to run away. It is the issue of life that happened to him because he passed away. He wasn't alive. If he was alive, he would have come for you. That was what happened. You see, instead of me to turn that pain or that misery into bitterness and start living anyhow life, I still remember in 1996, I was a just 10-year-old boy going to school, and my mommy would give me like sometime 20 naira, 15 naira to go to school. And then inside that 15 naira, I remember I'll buy granite like 10 naira, sometime 20 naira. Out of that money, the remaining one I'll use it. You know what children can do with money. But one day I realized that I can also sell this granite to the rest of my classmates and the rest of the school, the rest of the students, right? I went home one day and I told my mommy I want to be selling granite. She said, "You what?" Then I told her, to cut the long story short, someone dashed me 100 naira, and then I remember she added 15 naira for me and she bought the granite. To cut the long story short, she fried for me and started tying it for me. I will take it to school. Whenever I take the granite to school, I sell for people. And I now remember that I start saving money in my mother's hand. You know, as a kid, some things you see you like, maybe shoe or clothes that you like. Then instead of me to be crying, the only reason why I'll cry is when I tell my mother, out of the money I saved for you, buy this, and if she did not buy it for me, that's the only reason why. But I now know that I not just go to my mother to say buy for me. I'm now telling her to buy for me out of the money that I save in her hand. And my mother used to look at me and say, if you keep on this spirit, you are going to be a great person in life. And I tell you, for my life till today, everything that God has done for me, it has been saving. And then it was also the same time I made up my mind I will never involve myself in crime. Though I did not know my father, but I'm going to be the kind of father that my children will be proud of. And also, you are born into poverty. If you remain poor, is your own fault, right? That is what it is. This boy decided to turn his own pain into gain. He could have lived anyhow life because he's staying with a single parent, with especially a woman for that matter. He could have decided to be following friends and be doing anyhow, to be living anyhow life, right? But he turned that into opportunity for him and his mother. He said he was formerly taking bread to sell, but right now he has helped his mother to have a bakery. You know, the irony of this story is that a lot of people are sitting down there clapping their hand, a lot of young children, right? A lot of young girls, young boys. But out of those people, about 85% of them are just going to hear and throw away their mind. And about 10%, they are going to have that mind to think that, oh, this guy is foolish. And at least about 3% are going to take that initial gra. Like I said, I use pidgin. Like, let's just have that. Let's just, I want to be like this, I want to do like this. But before you know, consistency is everything. If they don't have that dedication, and you don't have the kind of mindset that this young man have, they are going to quit. And you discover that maybe it's only 1 or 2% that they are going to make sure that they turn their life around with this lesson. So the reason of this video is that if a young man can make a decision, a young boy can take a decision of his life to make sure he change his life and his mother's life, how about you that is grown? Why do you think that your problem, it is for you to start creating crime, to start committing crime, to start doing all kind of things? There is no one that is jobless. Look around, there is something for you to do. Thank you. If today is the first time of coming across my video, please kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and if so that whenever I drop a very wise video like this, you can be the first person to get notified, right? This is still the Lion Voice, and my name is Gordon Shedu. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment behind. Thank you.